knew what was coming out of your mouth the minute you said it. And the human waterbed, I think Jerry Lawler nicknamed him the human
Oh my
waterbed.
God, he was too much.
He was not only a heat getter, but he was actually fatter than me. So I wanted to be seen by him to make me look good. But then again, he was getting all the heat too. Why do you think he got so much? Was it the look, maybe looking like a
Oh, it
human
was the
waterbed?
look and
Yeah,
what he said,
and the goofy
and,
hat
and
he would wear.
and he was just caustic and toxic and nasty, and he didn't like anybody. He didn't even like himself. And he'd
I
go
love
out there
myself. That's different.
and he'd throw his arms around and
Yeah.
romp and stomp. He was entertaining as hell.
You will have to admit, when it comes to physical conditioning, he was light years ahead of me and looking like he should not live to see tomorrow. He just looked that unhealthy.
So this is what he did. This is a story about Ronnie P. Gossett. Chattanooga, folks, if you want to look him up. He's from Chattanooga, and he loved the wrestling business. So he got in with the promotion, like he was an announcer, and he would do the announcing, and but he loved it. He went around, and he knew everybody in town, I guess. He actually went around the city and found some doctors and some dentists, and I think one lawyer, and got him to invest in Chattanooga wrestling.
Okay.
And he got about 50 grand.
Now, who was that main announcer that was famous for being in
Harry
Chattanooga?
Thornton.
Harry Thornton. I loved Harry. And Cornette used to tell stories that Harry hated the heels with a passion for real. He hated Tojo. Apparently, Tojo was one of the ones he hated the most. And that Harry hated the heels for real. Would you agree with that?
I don't know if he hated it. He may have hated some of them,
He hated Tojo, apparently.
but some of them may have owed him money. I don't know.
That's a possibility, too.
But Ronnie, he went around, and then later on, about 6 months later, here come the police.
Oh, God.
They arrested him for fraud, and
Ronnie?
oh yeah, put him in jail.
Was this over the Nick Goulas?
Yeah, he sold Nick Goulas.
He sold Nick's territory.
He didn't have a damn thing to do with Nick Goulas. He just told them he did.
So you're saying I had more to do with Nick Goulas than Ronnie P. Gossett did?
No, well, Ronnie, he worked there. I don't ever remember you working for Nick much. Not while I was there.
It was a short period. He hired me in 1987, and I left in 1990. Well, he died, so I didn't have any choice. When the promoter dies, it's time to move to the next territory.
And in
Headline is
1987,
Kenny Bolin killed.
Well,
Yeah,
there were
yeah,
some
he
that
did.
claim that. Some claim that, yeah.
hey, when I was there, it was kind of selling out. Not
Well,
exactly selling out,
not so
but
much when I was there.
but it was doing very good. We were selling out Nashville, but it was a small building.
Well,
And-
Y'all
we
came in
were
the back door.
WOW. We were World Organization Wrestling. We have my first ever. Have you ever seen my first interview and only one on tape that I know of with Nick? Have you ever
Kenny,
seen it?
I came on this show to do an
Talk about
interview,
you. Yeah.
not to be tortured.
Well,
I don't want
I
to see.
thought you came here to be tortured. I really did.
I don't want to see that bullshit interview with you and Nick and
Roll the
George
beautiful
Goulas
footage.
and George Goulas. Hey,
Well, George is in it, so that would be torture.
that is just watching a George match is torture enough. Believe me.
People have asked me if he is the worst wrestler
Yes,
ever in the
he's-
history of the business.
He's the worst wrestler ever.
Who's second? Who's second place?
I don't know, probably George Goulas Jr.
George Jr.
He was tall and he was gangly
Lanky.
and he was lanky and he was clumsy and he couldn't talk worth a shit.
He's a former tag champion with beautiful Bobby Eaton's man you're talking about.
That's why
Yeah,
they put.
his dad ran the promotion. We got that.
That's why they put George with him or Bobby with him to
Bobby's
cover
the
up
saint.
for George's bullshit. I had one match with George and I didn't sell shit.
But Daddy said sell.
I beat him up, and he said that in there, and I didn't say nothing back, but I wasn't selling.
So
I-
were
and-
you the one where that came from, where Daddy says sell? Because I never knew what match it was. Were you the original?
No, I wasn't
No?
the original, I'm sure, but Daddy says sell. I was beating his ass too bad for him to say that, and I was all over him.
What did Nick think about you beating his son's ass?
I think he kind of liked it, to tell you the truth.
I can see that. I can see that. You want to be in the business? Here you go.
Nick kind of liked me.
Yeah.
A Mexican guy came up to Nick, and of course Nick would use those Mexicans because he paid like Mexico. You know,
Not
and
very well.
one of those little Mexicans. This is a story. I don't know. I heard it from Jackie Fargo or somebody.
Well, it must be true.
The little Mexican come up to Nick and he said, "Mr. Nick, I
know
only
the-
make $50 a week." And Nick said, "God damn, boy, it ain't what you make's what you save."
How much you save? I've heard Cornette tell that story.
Oh
But
my
you know,
God.